Hi, this is Brenna Surette with Burney Wealth Management. I'm a wealth advisor on the team, and today I'm joined with Ben Scrivener, another advisor on the team, and we're back for another episode of Byte Size Retirement, where we take common retirement topics and break them down into bite-sized pieces. This is not investment or tax advice, but should hopefully be a helpful foundation to start off of. And while we are taking, just a couple minutes to explain these topics, please spend more than 5 minutes when it comes to actually making these important financial decisions. So with all of that, today's video will be around HSAs or health savings accounts, and these are super awesome accounts when it comes to saving up for retirement. Specifically, how the taxation works on these accounts is, I like to call it a triple threat. The contributions are excluded from taxable income, earnings grow tax-free within the account, and then distributions, if used for qualified medical expenses, are also tax-free. So again, making these a really valuable tool. But all that sounds really great. I'm sure there are some limits to these types of accounts. So Ben, could you kind of walk us through, who's eligible to contribute to these accounts, and are there limitations around them?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to HSAs in general, it's a really interesting and really fantastic tool. And it's not limited to whether you're employed or not employed. So that's a kind of a common misconception that we will see, is that, you have to be employed to utilize the HSA account. Unfortunately, or actually fortunately, HSAs are limited to, really what type of healthcare plan you have. So it's really tied to, they're called high deductible health plans. And what these are, you have a higher deductible, which keeps your premiums lower on the front end. So what the HSA is designed for is to help you save for those future health costs. And so even though you're going to have a higher deductible, they're allowing you to save to kind of meet that deductible all at once in a given year, or save for multiple years and things like that. So those are limitations on kind of who's eligible for them. There's some limitations on how much you can actually contribute. If you are employed, between you and your employer, there's a family max that you are able to hit, and there's also an individual max. So the family max is going to be $7,300 for a given year. Individual max is $3,650. And then if you are, just like with an IRA or anything like that, once you reach a certain age, there's the catch-up limit, and that age is 55, and you're allowed to contribute an extra $1,000 to the account on that front. So that's kind of the limitations that are kind of built into that.
Yeah, and just really quickly, just to highlight a point that you emphasized, that you don't necessarily need to be employed to contribute to an HSA account, which I think is really important to again emphasize. So if you retire early, you can actually go on the exchange. There's an option to even check HSA eligible plans. That way, when you're shopping around, you can make sure you're remaining eligible. Continuing to take that tax deduction and growing that tax advantageous account is definitely something we encourage, and you can contribute to an HSA all the way up until Medicare kicks in at age 65.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of little tips there, and in fact, the amount that you are contributing can actually be invested. It depends on the custodian that holds the account, but most of the time, anything over $1,000 can be invested. So that's just giving you more tax deferred growth to utilize for those healthcare expenses down the road.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's kind of a quick HSA in a nutshell. We don't want to get overcomplicated with these things, but if you have any questions, please reach out to Brenna or myself or any advisor here on the team. And if you have any other questions, leave a comment on the below in the video. We'd love to see new suggestions for topics we can talk about in the future. And then we'll see you guys on the other side and see you in the next video. So thanks so much.
Thank you.